What's up everyone, make sure you smash that subscribe button and join the family, because today we're diving deep into a forgotten chapter of African history that shaped West Africa forever. This is the story of the war between the mighty Ghana Empire and the rising Sosso Kingdom. It's a tale of power, betrayal, ambition, and the struggle for survival, one that set the stage for the birth of the legendary Mali Empire. Let's rewind the clock back to around the 9th to 11th centuries. At this time, the Ghana Empire, not to be confused with the modern nation of Ghana, stood as the richest and most powerful empire in West Africa. The empire was located in what is today's southeastern Mauritania, western Mali, and parts of Senegal. Ghana was built on gold, literally. It controlled the gold mines of Bambilor and Wangara, and it taxed the traders who carried salt, copper, and textiles across the Sahara Desert. Arab travelers like al-Bakri, who wrote about Ghana in the 11th century, described the empire's king as so wealthy that he sat on a throne surrounded by gold, guarded by soldiers carrying swords, shields, and lances. Ghana wasn't just rich, it was respected and feared. Its capital city, Kumbisala, was a bustling center of trade, with separate quarters for Muslim merchants and local Africans. The empire was a hub that connected North Africa, the Middle East, and Sub-Saharan Africa through the Trans-Saharan Trade Network. But as powerful as Ghana was, no empire lasts forever. By the 11th century, cracks began to show. Drought and desertification started to weaken agriculture. Over-reliance on gold made the economy vulnerable. And the Almoravids, a militant Islamic movement from North Africa, launched invasions that destabilized Ghana further. By the late 11th century, Ghana was no longer the unbeatable giant it once was. And this is where the Sosso Kingdom enters the scene. The Sosso people were originally vassals of Ghana, serving under the empire's rule. But when Ghana started to decline, the Sosso seized the opportunity to break free. The Sosso leader, King Soumaoro Kanté, transformed his small kingdom into a powerful force. Soumaoro was ruthless, ambitious, and feared. He built his capital at Kumbisala after taking it from the weakened Ghana Empire, and from there, he began to expand his power across the region. Soumaoro was not content with simply surviving the fall of Ghana, he wanted to dominate. Under his rule, the Sosso Kingdom absorbed the remnants of Ghana's lands and extended its control over the Mandinka people, who lived in the region of present-day Mali. Soumaoro's reign became legendary, but also infamous. Oral traditions describe him as a cruel tyrant who demanded tribute from conquered peoples, including slaves and beautiful women. The griots, the traditional storytellers of West Africa, even described him as having magical powers. They said he wore a cloak made from the skins of his enemies. Whether or not that's true, it shows the fear he inspired. The war between Ghana and Sosso was not a single decisive battle, but a process of conquest, decline, and replacement. The Sosso Kingdom essentially swallowed up Ghana in the 12th century. Ghana's rulers could not withstand the military power of the Sosso or the growing economic challenges they faced. By the mid-1200s, Ghana had disappeared from history as a major power, replaced by Sosso as the dominant force in the region. But history didn't stop there. The Sosso, in their turn, would meet their own challenger. And this is where things get truly epic. Among the Mandinka people who had fallen under Sosso domination, resistance began to stir. Soumaoro Kanté may have been feared, but he was not loved. His cruelty sparked hatred, and that hatred became the fuel for rebellion. The Mandinka clans started to rally under the leadership of a young man named Sundiata Keita. Sundiata's story is one of the greatest epics in African history, the Epic of Sundiata, still sung today by griots across West Africa. According to the story, Sundiata was born with a disability that made him unable to walk as a child. Many thought he would never amount to anything. But against all odds, he grew strong, wise, and determined. When Soumaoro threatened his people, Sundiata rose to the challenge. The war between Sosso and the Mandinka culminated in the legendary Battle of Kirina around 1235. This was the moment that ended Sosso dominance and brought about the rise of the Mali Empire. Sundiata defeated Soumaoro, either by strategy, strength, or as the griots claim, through magical means. Soumaoro fled and disappeared from history, while Sundiata united the Mandinka clans and established Mali as one of the greatest empires in African history. So, to summarize this chain of events, the Ghana Empire ruled West Africa with unmatched wealth and power. But environmental challenges, external invasions, and internal weaknesses led to its decline. The Sosso Kingdom, under Soumaoro Kanté, rose from Ghana's ashes and extended control across the region. But the Sosso themselves became the oppressors, and their tyranny sparked resistance. That resistance led to the rise of Sundiata Keita and the birth of the Mali Empire, an empire that would become even greater than Ghana, ruling over gold, trade, and culture for centuries. What makes this story so powerful is not just the wars and empires, but the legacy. The rise and fall of Ghana, Sosso, and Mali reminds us that history is never static. Power shifts, kingdoms crumble, and new leaders emerge. But the memory of these empires lives on through oral tradition, archaeology, and the written records of travelers like al-Bakri and Ibn Battuta. Even today, when people talk about African history, they often skip straight to colonialism. But long before that era, Africa had mighty empires with wealth, cities, armies, and culture that rivaled any in the world. The war between Ghana and Sosso was just one chapter in a much bigger story, the story of Africa's golden age. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the war between Ghana and Sosso, hit that like button and subscribe for more epic history breakdowns. Drop a comment with the name of the next empire, battle, or king you want to see covered. This is African history, raw, powerful, and legendary. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.